West Coast comes to you via the Pac-12, and it's safe to say the Pac-12 after dark is back, and in a fashion that seems fitting. Maybe a fitting room at Walmart. Nothing against Walmart. Go on. A game between two traditionally rich basketball programs, not tradition, but traditionally rich in relation to the Pac-12. The 12 hook up for a late night matchup on the West Coast. Now, what I'm about to say and speak and spit, label it what you want, requires some parental supervision. If your children are around listening to this game preview and you're not wearing headphones, I suggest you protect their ears or put them close to a bathroom, because what they might hear from me they may get a reaction just from hearing, without even ingesting, but simply hearing the following. The Utah Utes, 15-9, 6-7 in Pac-12 play, square up on a hardwood haggle against the USC Trojans, 9-15, 3-10 in Pac-12 play. Some calling what I've seen, some are still calling it, at least from this pair of Pac-12 powers, basketball. Isn't good basketball, if you're going to call it basketball. Utah's coming off a home loss, an ugly loss, against a very pedestrian Arizona State Sun Devil squad, Hurley's Gurleys. They went down hard, 85-77, as 12.5-point favorites. USC, they graded out higher than Utah in the last game, which wasn't hard to do. But the fact that they were dismantled and sold as parts, and that's what happened, is embarrassing enough. The fact that the loss came on the road only makes it less unsightly than Utah's loss to Arizona State. The Trojans fell to Stanford, allowing the Cardinals to score 100 points. Okay, one short of 100, but who's counting other than me? The Cardinals put an arse kicking on the Trojans, unlike I've seen in a long time, unlike I can ever remember seeing. They can't explain off. You cannot explain off this essentially a pick'em event where the road team's a small favorite because they're USC. No other reason. And that the home underdog scored 100 points and won 99-68. For those of you worried that you might have to sit through 2 USC-Utah games, rest easy. There's only one this season, right? But USC won both matchups last year against Utah, so why not again this year? Because I just told you, there's only one game. Tip-off schedule, 11 p.m. Eastern tonight. Quality basketball for the restless, the insomniacs on the Eastern Front. Pac-12 hoops that begin at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 in the real time, the desert time, the Vegas time. Comes to you, this game, via Fox Sports 1 and played at the Galen Center in Los Angeles. Utah, look, and they were in a solid position. They really were. They came out of 2023 into 2024, the calendar year, playing pretty well. They look, next thing you do, before you change the channel, they've lost 4 out of 5 and lost both Washington schools, both Arizona schools, and to Colorado. That was their win mixed into that group of 5. The Utah 6-7 league play, 7th in the league standing. Utah's right now, they have a 7-footer, Brandon Carlson. He can score. He can shoot from 3. He plays above the rim as a 7-footer. Incredible player. He's been playing well. Utah Giant had 25 against Arizona State, and that lost 27 against the Wildcats. Arizona, a good team. They have a 6'6" sharpshooter, Gabe Madsen. They ranked 43rd in Division I basketball, according to KenPom, and are 65th in defensive efficiency. They can't win. One something in more simplistic form is that bracketology, the big techs, ESPN, and such, bracketology. Utah, one of the last 4 in right now. USC, listen, they had a big hype offseason. Remember, this is where Bronny James is going to school. I'm going to state something as quick as I can because we're running out of time here for this. But USC is currently ranked 104th according to KenPom, and I just gave you the rankings for Utah. They're 101st in offensive efficiency, 131st in defensive efficiency. They play slower and with less confidence in Utah. They're much more boring, and they have no new injuries to report. If you want an opinion from a hoops pundit that watches entirely too much basketball, and God knows way too much Pac-12 basketball, and this comes with a notation, and asterisks will be dated today. This team has no cohesion. They have very little passion. If something's good or bad, there's no dichotomy between knowing whether it's good or bad. This is a very extremely talented, physically gifted group of Trojans. Big talent, far too much talent to be as bad as they've been. The team's latest success I've mentioned is beating Oregon State, the last place team. Here it is. This team's given up. In my opinion, they've given up, and I'm not getting this information from any of my buddies who are beat writers there or from anyone. I believe they've given up. If you're not on the Utah Utes tonight in a game against a Trojan with a hole in it, and I know that you get that comparison, I know you do. The bottom line, as unsafe as the water is in and around Salt Lake, you ask about water? Exactly. It's Surgeon General's lung warning that you are better off smoking 2 packs of Marlboro a day than punishing yourself by pushing paper across the sportsbook counter and supporting USC. All day, all night, and at this very moment, give me Utah or give me some money for a shrink for the next 6 months. Glad you dropped by. See you tomorrow.